Hi guys, I have been wanting to make this video for almost a half year because we were on our Interrail adventure half a year ago, and when we returned I promised myself that I will make this video just in case some other families are searching for information how it is to interrail with the kids, with the young kids. Because when I was planning our trip, honestly there was not so much information online available how it is to interrail with kids, and then I was just like thinking that okay, that experience that I had during our adventure, I would like to share some things with you so that in case you are planning your great interrail adventure, maybe this would help. This would maybe give you some good tips or some advice that you would experience as useful. So here will be 10 tips that I have gathered that I would like to share with you, and I really hope that at least one or two things will be useful for your planning. So these will be things that I would want to share with you before you are going on your Interrail adventure. So the first advice that I would want to give you is when you are planning your trip, don't have too many countries. We visited 8 countries in 3 weeks, and in some places we stayed only one night, and in some places we stayed longer. And if I compare how it was with the places that we stayed longer, it was much nicer. It felt more like a holiday. In those places that we stayed only one night, it felt like a rush through. We had to we were running from one place to another because we had so many things we wanted to see and experience. And with kids, yeah, it can be quite stressful, and I think you will enjoy more your holiday if you will take less countries and stay a bit longer in each country to explore, to experience, and also to rest. Because yes, interrailing can be quite a tiring experience because you walk a lot, you run a lot, you jump in and out from the trains. So I would recommend really less is more in this situation. Start to plan in a good time. I started to plan our trip 1 year before the actual date. But here I would want to give you advice. When you are buying train tickets, usually train companies, they open the booking systems and the schedules and timetables 2 to 3 months before the actual date. I didn't know that. I learned it hard way. Because I was searching and then I couldn't find those night trains from one country to another, and then I went through some tourism agencies and I paid way more in some cases than if I would have waited, but I didn't know it. So I really hope you will not make the same mistake. Wait 2 to 3 months before actually buying a night train ticket. Yes, but this rule doesn't come when you are thinking about accommodation. There it's opposite. I would recommend book your accommodation as soon when you know when you are traveling, which date and to which country, book your accommodation straight away. Because you will get way better deals. You will also get way better choices. In my case, I also booked some accommodations straight away, but with some I waited, and when I decided that okay, we will book it, they were gone. That's it. So book an accommodation, straight away when you know which countries you are going to visit. And have fun planning. I mean, the trip itself is an adventure, but also the planning. For me, the planning time was a really amazing time. I really enjoyed doing it. Yes, it was a lot of work, but it was exciting, and dream and search for what you want to see, and yes, do it in good time. Don't leave it to the last minute, because then you will be stressed and there will not be so many choices and possibilities. Advice number 2, speaking about accommodation, if possible, please try to find accommodation that gives you the possibility to cancel in the same day before, let's say, 6 p.m. There are hotels and hostels that give this opportunity. Not everybody does it. And when I was booking our places where we were supposed to stay, some places didn't have it, and we took the risk. Because the thing is that trains do get delayed. We had several times that our trains were delayed. Fortunately, we didn't miss any of the accommodation places. We were there in time, but we did have some, maybe 2 or 3 times that we were so nervous that we will have to sleep on the bench somewhere in the park because we will not be able to make it. We did, everything turned out fine, but you never know, so better safe than sorry. So don't pay when you book accommodation. Don't take non-refundables. They look cheap and nice, but in this kind of adventure, that's not the best idea to do. Number 3, this maybe will not be exactly advice, but just information that you should know before you're going on Interrail, is that you should be in somehow okay level of physical fitness. That sounded very complicated, but the point is that when you Interrail, you walk a lot. And not only that you walk a lot, you also sometimes have to run. You have to run with your luggage. You have to run maybe having a kid holding on to you, depending on the kid's age and their physical fitness. You might need to jump out of the train really fast. You might need to jump in the train really fast. That's what we all experienced. All of those things that I'm telling you now about, we experienced. And I think we all are quite fit. We didn't have any problems, but at some point, sometimes like girls were complaining that they are tired, that we are walking so much, because of course when you are going interrailing, you are mostly, at least we did, so that we used only public transportation. We didn't hire a car, so we went everywhere on foot or with public transportation. And of course you do get tired, and if you are not physically so fit, it might be a bit challenging. So just to know, just heads up that it might require some physical fitness also, no matter how strange it sounds, but that was our experience as well. Advice number 4 is somehow a bit connected also to the previous advice when I was talking about walking. Invest in good walking shoes. I did, and I'm so happy I did, honestly, because we walked approximately 20 plus kilometers every day. And if you don't have comfortable shoes, your life will be miserable. You will not enjoy it as much as if you would have something very comfortable on your feet. So yes, good walking shoes, plus invest. I would recommend also investing in power bank, because you will use a lot of Google Maps or some kind of map app probably. If we wouldn't have Google Maps and phone, we would never ever survive this adventure. And of course the battery of the phone dies, and if you don't have possibility to charge, let's say some trains had chargers, some trains didn't, and I was so happy that I had this power bank with me. It saved us several times. So yes, good walking shoes and power bank. My next advice, I think it was number 5, is to pack light. Because as I told you before, you will be walking a lot, you will be running, you will need to carry the luggage in and out from the train, and if you have kids, and especially if they are young kids, they will probably need your help as well. So when you're packing, if you're thinking, should I take this or should I not, I would always suggest not to take it. And in the worst case scenario, if you are not going to some jungle or the place where there are no shops, if you have something that is really, really necessary, then you can always buy it. But just don't overpack. You will have it much easier, you will feel much lighter, much greater. When we were traveling, we had just our backpacks, and also I would recommend invest in a very comfortable backpacks, because that's your back. It will thank you later, because you will be, as I said, walking a lot. And we had also carry-ons, and that was more than enough. I would say that we would have actually survived just maybe with backpacks and maybe 2 carry-ons. So yes, pack light. My next advice is connected to previous advice when we were talking about packing and packing light. What helped us a lot was that I deliberately chose places where we were staying overnight that had laundry possibilities. We had apartments that had washing machines, or then I chose hotels and hostels that had also laundry washing possibilities. And also a piece of advice that don't take places that only has washer, because I mean you will wash those clothes, right? And what will you do with a lot of wet clothes? Packing wet clothes and carrying them, that's not going to be a solution, because your luggage will be way, way more heavy. So yes, I had some experiences where I booked a place and I asked if they have the laundry, like washing possibilities, and they were like, yes, we do have, but then they didn't have a dryer, and I learned hard way that wet clothes are not so much fun to carry around. So ask also for a dryer. Of course, not many apartments and not many hotels maybe have it, but we had this one experience that the host said that we have a washer but we don't have a dryer. But then he said that there is one storage room in the apartment that is warm, and he can bring this drying rack. And I was a little bit suspicious, like how will it be? I mean, it's not a real dryer. But it turned out that it worked out perfectly. So clothes dried really, really fast. So there are also solutions like that. But yes, washer and dryer, and you will save a lot of space in your luggage, knowing that you can wash your clothes and reuse them. My next advice is talk to your kids and explain to them what word flexibility means. No matter how young they are, okay, maybe not if they are babies, but just explain to them that yes, we have planned this amazing adventure. We will see countries, we will go with a train, and we will have fun, and we will do this and that. But at the same time also tell them that this trip is a little bit different than those usual trips that people take, plane, hotel, plane, home, that things might not work out as they were promised. And because kids, they really trust their parents, what they promise, and being disappointed when things change, it might be very painful for them. So it's better to prepare them that, okay, we maybe might miss some train, or maybe something will not work out the way we planned, and also prepare them for some maybe extraordinary situations. Tell them that maybe there will be times when we will not know exactly what to do, or maybe when we will be a little bit scared how this will work out. Like, for example, we had this experience in Poland that the train was delayed quite a long time, and they said everything in loudspeakers in Polish, and we do not speak Polish. And we understood, of course, nothing. And then we tried to speak with people around us who were also waiting for the train, but none of them spoke English. So we were just waiting there, standing, not knowing what's happening. But at the same time, our girls, they were prepared. They knew that things like that might happen, and there was no problem, no worries, no fear, because they knew that if this is not going to work out, something else will. They were prepared. So prepare your kids also for situations like that. My next advice is also a bit connected to my previous advice, that if your family is not as adventurous, or if you prefer not to be more on safe side than on adventurous side, then choose countries that has a more developed train infrastructure system. Because different countries have different train systems, they have different infrastructures, they vary quite a lot. Like, for example, in countries like Poland and Hungary and Croatia, we were more on adventurous side. It was more like, let's see if we took the right train or not. But then in countries like Slovenia and Switzerland and Austria, Germany, the train infrastructure was very, very developed. So if you prepare again, why prefer to be more sure, that trains will be on time, that you will find the right train on the right track. Do the research and choose countries that are more developed in that sense. Like, for example, we had in Switzerland, it was not only that there was information on those information boards up, written. There was information. There was a person standing next to the train with information written on the piece of paper, like the city where the train is going. And not only that, if you maybe can't read or if you don't see so well, the person standing was actually also shouting. Like, she was saying, this train goes to Zurich and this train goes to Lauterbrunnen. And so it was so easy, and it was like trains were on time, trains were not delayed, so it was very, very nice experience. But it was not as adventurous, so you choose. Advice number 9 is to talk to your kids about the trains. I know, sounds very simple and you are wondering why, but the thing is that for us, we have been going with trains somewhere, but never with night trains, and actually we didn't even know what to expect, because as I told you before, there was not so much information online about night trains, about interrailing with kids and what to expect and what the reality could be. So I actually made, during our trip, I made these videos that I posted for family and friends on Instagram or Facebook, I don't remember, called Reality of Interrailing, because we had this maybe a bit naive expectations. We were thinking that, it's going to be just fun and roses and everything is going to be so easy and nice. But the reality was, of course, it was also nice and it was amazing and we loved every second of it. But there were some times that I wish we were prepared for. Like, for example, bathrooms. some places, some trains have very like clean, tidy bathrooms that has paper and soap and a mirror and everything. But then there are some bathrooms that might be clogged. I had a situation where I went and the toilet itself was full of everything possible and the water didn't go down and I had to go and search for another bathroom. And I mean, if the kid goes into bathroom like that, he or she might be quite shocked probably. So it's good to talk and just explain that situations like that might happen as well. And yes, also a good piece of advice, always carry with you wet wipes. Because yes, toilets can be nasty sometimes, and that's why wet wipes is a very good solution. And also tell your kids that the sleeping might be very comfortable, very nice. We had some trains that had amazing pillows, hot chocolate for breakfast, Wi-Fi. You could change the temperature like inside digitally, and everything was perfect and nice. But then we also had some trains that it was freezingly cold, let's say up, and it was very, very hot down. And also advice for that, even if you are traveling in summer, take something warm with you if you will be using night trains, because blankets in some trains, blankets are so like thin that you can't even call them blankets. In some trains they were okay, so you actually never know what to expect, and to freeze in the night, and especially for kids, it's not maybe so wonderful experience. So yeah, just talk with your kids and tell them that again, it's an adventure. You are not staying in a hotel, you are staying in a train, so everything is possible and anything can happen, but at the end of the day, it's called an adventure, right? My next advice, something that I learned hard way, is to have always have water and snacks with you when going on a journey with a train. That's something that I think every normal parent would know and understand, and apparently I'm not in that category because I didn't have water and snacks in the beginning, and girls were tired and they were thirsty. And yes, when you are tired, hungry and thirsty, you know what the outcome is, right? So spare your nerves, spare your gray hair, and always have water and snacks with you, always. So guys, that's it for today. My 10 tips for you when planning Interrail adventure, and I really hope from the bottom of my heart that something was useful for you, and maybe some things sounded dramatic, sounded like very difficult and hard, and I absolutely don't mean that interrailing is dramatic and hard, but just, you know, to be prepared that there might be situations that are a bit more maybe challenging than when you go on a simple trip, let's say with some tourism agency or just with a plane. But at the end of the day, I really have to tell you guys that this has been the most amazing travel experience we have ever had, and we have traveled a lot. We love traveling, and this has been the best of the best. And speaking about kids, I really think that our girls, they are like now 9, no, they were 8 and 11 years when we had this Interrail trip. And I think after that trip, they would be able to travel anywhere alone, like really, because they learned so much. It was such a life experience for them as well. They learned how to search for information. They learned how to find right like right tracks and right places, and look for the signs and ask for help, and not to be shy and to be brave, and to be adventurous. They learned flexibility. They learned how to solve some issues between themselves, and they learned how to fight boredom, because we didn't have any screens with us, no phones, no iPads, nothing. No, we had phones, but they didn't use them. We had phones. And they learned how to be creative and how to play in long train journeys without screens, and I think it was a very, very interesting experience. And also they learned and they saw diversity of different countries, different cultures, different people. And I just think that it's something that every kid, or even not only kid, also grown up, I think this Interrail experience is something that everyone should experience at least once. It's very different from usual trips, from those normal trips, but this is really an adventure, and it really learns you, teaches you so much. So I really, really recommend, and I hope you will have a lifetime, a time of a life. My talking today, not good. But yes, guys, enjoy your trip, and I really hope I could somehow help you with some of the advices. Bye!